This is BBC One. We've interrupted our programmes for a news report. We now go over to Martin Lewis in the news studio.
We interrupt this film to tell you we are getting reports that Diana, Princess of Wales, has been badly injured in a car crash in France. French radio is saying that the accident happened in western Paris when the car she was travelling in collided with another vehicle in a tunnel. The princess is reported to have been taken to hospital. There is no news of her condition, and as yet the report is unconfirmed. It's also reported that a passenger in the princess's car was killed. One report, quoting French police, says it is her friend Dodi Al-Fayed. It's also reported that the driver of the princess's car was killed. I repeat that these reports are unconfirmed. We will bring you more news as soon as we have it.
On Sunday, August 31st, 1997, Lady Diana Spencer of Wales was killed as a result of a car accident in the Pont d'Alma tunnel in Paris, France. While so many people around the world looked up to Princess Diana, none more than Michael and Jane Stumpf of Morristown, New Jersey. On Sunday, June 4th, I was able to catch up with them and ask them a few questions. So, Mom and Dad, if this were 20 years ago, and Princess Diana was still alive, how would you describe her?
Well, she was often described as the world's most photographed person, and that was absolutely true, because you didn't go through a supermarket or anything without seeing her pictures in tabloids, and she was always on the news for something, and some of it was good, some of it was bad, but she was ever present at that time.
And ever present in her children's lives as well.
Yeah, she was very, very famous. And
Several minutes after the crash, Princess Diana was taken to Le Pont d'Alma Hôpital in Paris, France, where Dr. Jacques Millier worked for hours trying to revive her. Unfortunately, it was to no avail. Princess Diana was pronounced dead at 4 a.m. Do you remember how you found out and where you were when the news first made U.S. airwaves?
We were up in Rochester, New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we were staying with friends for Labor Day weekend, and we were watching TV, and it came across, they interrupted the TV programming to announce that Princess Diana had been in a very serious car accident.
I remember it being pretty late at night, and they didn't have footage at the time. It was just telephone reports.
Yeah, because this was pre-cell phones, pre-internet,
Yeah.
pre-modern day living, as you know it.
Yeah. So the information was coming in, but it was all about she's at the hospital and they're in emergency surgery. And they would, yeah, we eventually went to bed, and the next morning we got up. I remember we had breakfast, and I go, let's turn on the TV, see what happened with that whole Princess Diana thing. And they were replaying the press conference of the French doctors saying they had worked on her heart for 4 hours, but it was to no avail, and that she was gone. And we were like, whoa.
Very sad.
Following the death of Princess Diana, England and the world went into mourning. What do you remember about these events of the following week?
What strikes you?
Oh, well, they played a lot her wedding to Prince Charles, which I got up at 4 in the morning back in the 80s to watch that. So that brought all of that back.
I remember a couple of things that really stood out was that Prince Charles went with a plane over there, and he went with the flag, the Windsor family flag, and that he was, showed her the utmost respect right from the beginning, much to the, I think, dismay maybe of some of the other royal family courtiers who had been controlling them.
Princess Diana.
Absolutely, yeah. And to see the outpouring of grief, you see it now with some of the things that have happened in England the past few years where people bring flowers. There were acres and acres of flowers.
That started with Princess Diana.
Started with Princess Diana, all in front of the palace. And the funeral itself was a tremendously visual event. Who can forget Charles and her brother and Prince Philip and the two boys, Will and Harry, walking.
Yep, they followed the casket, and they were walking, and on top of the casket, wreath of flowers. And within the wreath of flowers was an envelope with just the word "Mum" on it.
Mummy.
Mommy. No, I thought it was just Mom.
No,
May have been Mommy.
it was
But it just kind of, as a mom, that just kind of broke my heart.
As this August 31st will mark 20 years after her passing, what do you think her lasting legacy and impact has been?
Again, some of the issues that she championed and brought to the forefront, like I said, the landmines, the AIDS issues, world hunger. Yeah, she brought a lot of that. It brought a lot of attention to that, and but of course her biggest legacy is
Her boys,
William
and Harry.
And the openness that she brought to the monarchy. She allowed the monarchy to reboot for the modern era. Really, that might not have happened had you not had a strong-willed person who said, "I'm going to do it my way."
And she affected Charles, and that he very much had a different relationship with his boys than Prince Philip had with him and his sons, because of Princess Diana. And there was a lot of concern, like I said before, how he would interact with the boys once Princess Diana had passed. But he has proven to be, and give Camilla credit too, they have proven to be wonderful parents to those boys. Because otherwise, like
And
I said,
grandparents.
and grandparents.
No one would have thought it possible, I think, but that she would be responsible for returning family to the royal family. And that's,
Yeah, putting family first in many ways.
Yeah, so that was it.
Absolutely. So here we are 20 years later. Nearly 2 decades have passed and people are still saddened by what happened to young Princess Diana. She was an inspiration to many and a hero to others. As Elton John once said, "Your candles burned out long before your legend ever will."
Set when the rain set in, and your footsteps will always fall here along England's greenest hills. Your candles burned out long before your legend ever will.